It can get very exciting, and it can get quite nerve-wracking. You're bowling last over, and then somebody, and they want 8 to win, they get a 4, and then they want 4 more. You think, oh God, then what do we do now?
With Lurgashall batting second, that's not going to be a problem today. And with Gary Prentice in belligerent mood, Lurgashall are off to a flyer. However, it doesn't last. The courtier's secret weapon is 6 foot 6 inch Chris Pinnock. His left arm fast. For 2, Lurgashall are in trouble, and depending on Sprog Thistleton. He's the latest in a long line of Thistletons to have played for Lurgashall.
My father played on the village green, my grandfather, probably his father, or my uncles, my brothers, all my brothers have played for the village. And, I don't know, it's just to be surrounded by, sort of, in our village especially, by all the houses, it's just there's always something going on. I mean, if the cricket's boring, there's always something else to look at.
This, though, is not Sprog's day, and he becomes victim number 3 for the fearsome Pinnock. And when, 5 minutes later, brother Colin is smartly taken at short leg, Lurgashall's hopes, it seems, are in ruins. The crisis calls for desperate measures, and into the breach now steps the reassuring figure of Gary Sharp. A prodigious striker of the ball, this is the sort of situation he relishes. It's village cricket at its best.
Well, I think it's your friends that you've played with over the years, you went to school with, and you've seen them, your cricket school, and then your son plays with you. And I think that is the most important. If you can play cricket with your son or your nephews, I think that is probably the greatest feeling anybody gets. When you're at one end and your son's the other, and he's knocking the runs off, and you're trying to compete with him. It's like your nephews and your friends that play. You try to encourage them. You just walk along and say, well, look, push that ball up a little further, or he's quite good on his leg side, just bowl on his off stump and things like that. And then the youngsters take interest because they you don't try and push your opinion on them. You just try and help them, and they will listen to you,
With the Sharp counter-attack now in full flow, the defences at Meadowside come into their own. Gary's onslaught is just the sort of innings which makes life on Sunday afternoons so dangerous for the Staintons. There's also every chance that Adrian will be adding to a unique collection.
On Doing the Garden, we now have a splendid collection of cricket balls going back, I would think, about the last 50 years. So I've found probably about 30 over the last few months that I've been cleaning out the hedges and so forth. And some of them are probably 30 or 40 years old. It's quite interesting, but prior to living here, I never really understood what was in a cricket ball. And it's quite interesting in that it seems to be cork in the core with wood around it, then more cork, and then the leather cover, which is stitched up. And when they rot, the first thing that seems to go is the cotton stitching, and then the cork gets wet, and it expands, and the whole thing bursts open like a clamshell. And I must have found about 15 or 20 of those in various states of decay, which I've now thrown away. I couldn't think of any use for them.
Back on the green, the drama continues to build. It's fast becoming a straight duel between the pace of Pinnock and the stroke play of Sharp. As Gary's fourth six sails away towards the Staintons, Lurgashall's hopes soar with it. Next ball, though, disaster. Gary's brief but violent stay at the wicket has produced 37 runs in just over 20 minutes, including those 4 huge sixes. It's an innings which has certainly brought the home side back into the match, but with him gone, the game is once again back in the melting pot, and in the home dressing room, the tail prepare themselves.
Well, Captain, how do you read the game at this stage?
I think we're struggling a little now that Gary's out. But they take off the left arm and we've got a chance, I think. But his tall arm coming out of the trees to ancient eyesight is not a great help to us at the moment.
The courtiers, however, are in no mood for generous gestures, and Pinnock continues to make batting and spectating a misery.
I really don't think I'm going to see anything out there.
Well, don't start complaining, Roger, making excuses already. Come on.
It is indeed getting gloomy. Rain has started to fall, but slowly, Lurgashall are inching their way towards the 139 they need for victory. Then...
Well, Chairman, now it's time to make your name. Come on, Rog. The glory of the compost is with you, Chairman, I feel.
Yes.
Even the seats are in tears.
Uncle, you 7 hours down there, Dad,
Who writes your script?
Oh, Rog, get out.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, God, capital.
I played your wicket the rain out of me, honest.
Arctic, yeah.
Yeah.
How about it, George?
All right, John. Yeah. What about it? What about it?
Eight wickets down, 18 needed. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. A captain's innings is required. The game is shifting like the wind, and as the storm clouds roll in over Blackdown, the rain gets heavier and the match heads for a dramatic climax. Nine down, still 10 to get. Would Dickie Bird and the Pyjama Crew stay on in this? The score's a level, and with Roger on strike, the captain can win the match and take the glory. But in the end, the honour of hitting the winning run falls to Lurgashall's number 11, Malcolm Caird. With one deft push, the victory is complete, and as the rain stops, the players leave the stage for another weekend. But the day isn't over yet. A quick change and both sides head for the Noah's Ark to sample the hospitality of a traditional Lurgashall Sunday night.
We've had people come with their accordion in the evening and play music on it so we can sing to them. We've had Irish jigs in there, so it's a very lively place in the evenings on a Sunday night especially. Sundays were more lively than what they were Saturday nights because people on a Saturday night, people would go in, have a drink, and then they'd have something else to do on a Saturday night, where on a Sunday night, well, there was work on the Monday, so we used to enjoy ourselves till 10, half past, and go home and work Monday morning. We'd had a good weekend then.
And so, as Lurgashall's two heroes make their triumphant entry to the bar, the best bit of the village game gets underway. The talking of a good game of cricket.
They were a gritty side, they kept going for it. That's the thing, you know, 6 wickets and be on the losing side, you can't do anything about that. I mean, that's just cricket. Cricket was the winner at the end of the day.
What about the weather, though? That was frightful.
Yeah, hampered us a bit. Couldn't hold the ball, you know the situation. Should have come off, really, but no, that's village cricket.
When they were 32 for 5, I was just about to take Pinnock off. I thought it was all over, do them a turn, and Gary came in and changed the matter. I think with 37 in, I don't know, 20 minutes, and suddenly it was different complexion, but it was a good game, and yeah, I think they deserved it at the end to win.
What on earth did you do staying on in all that rain at the end?
Well, we don't often win matches, and we always thought we might win this one, so we were prepared to stay out there in the hope that we might actually get a victory. We've been coming here for 5 years now, and we've lost every time. Today, we thought we might win, so it was worth staying out there. I always thought Pinnock might just knock back the wicket. That was why we stayed out there.
Do you regrets of doing it now? You'd have had a draw if you'd come off.
No, because I think Roger wanted to stay out there too to win it for him. But no, I don't mind. We don't mind losing. It was a chance to win, rather than coming off just for the rain.
Well, it went our way once, then it went theirs, and then it went our way, and then it went theirs. It was a good game of cricket.
Now, their captain seems to think that yours was the decisive innings.
Well, it was probably more flamboyant than anybody else's, but they had two young members who, you know, scraped a few runs together and made a decent total. I mean, so I went, Tony scraped around and got a few. I think it was a good team effort on everybody's part, personally.
I didn't think it was going to turn out like that with about 15, 20 overs to go, I must admit. But a pretty tight finish. We played right through the rain. You wouldn't get it, you know, league cricket cup games, they would have gone up for that, but we kept playing. And I think that's what village cricket's all about, and pretty tight. 16 runs to win, the last pair together. I'm not sure how we got them. I didn't see a lot, I must admit, but everybody seems to enjoy the game, which is really what we're here for.
I was going to say, it was all written in the script that you could hit the winning run. What went wrong there?
Well, I decided with a fast bowler coming up there, I just sort of, he bowled it pretty straight at me, and I had every confidence in my treasurer and number 11 batsman. He was just going to poke it through the offside there, so I was leaning back confidently.
This programme, we've been trying to find out whether the game on the £10 note still exists. England, there, England. Does it?
I think very much you've seen it today. You know, a one-wicket victory for the home team, playing through the rain. You know, it's just like A.J. MacDonald wrote it, just about. The blacksmith smiting sixes, or blacksmith's son, rather. I don't know, what more can you ask for? It was nail-biting finish, and that's what village cricket is.
My friends, the time for song has come.
We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through just like you always do, till and as you whisper hello to the first little know, tell them I won't be long. We'll be happy to know that as you school and go, we'll be singing along. Oh, blimey, we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when.
In association with